Now on Sunrise and streaming on CrossroadsToday.com, 3 NYPD officers were hurt following a machete attack in Times Square on New Year's Eve. And Northern California dealing with the aftermath of heavy rain and strong winds that caused flooding and knocked out power for thousands. Plus, across the nation, people are starting the new year with a polar plunge.
All right, no polar plunge around here. We're in mild temperature, 73 degrees in Victoria currently, and winds 10 to 15 to 20 miles per hour. Rain chances today, yes, we'll take a look at that in your forecast.
You're watching 25 News Now Sunrise. Good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm Carolina Astrain. Today is the second day of January 2023. The time is now 6:31 on your Monday morning, and today it's National Personal Trainer Awareness Day. Now, I don't think I've ever had a personal trainer of my own, but let's go ahead and check in with First Warn Storm Team Meteorologist Trey Mining. Trey, how about you? Have you had the privilege of a personal trainer?
Believe it or not, I did a long time ago. I need to update on that. Currently, I do work out from time to time, at least 3 times a week, but a personal trainer.
It's better than me, Trey.
There you go. And a personal trainer will help you get you motivated, kind of know what to do in your workout process and what's best for you. So a personal trainer is a great person to have. I may have to get that on board with that before too much longer. And looking at the dense fog advisory, where to go, it's expired. So there's still fog out there, but the visibilities are above the criteria needed for an advisory. So be careful regardless out there. And cloudy skies throughout the day, rain chances throughout the day as well, 30% chances. Mild temperatures all week long, even though front's moving through. We'll still be in the 70s for the daytime highs, more than likely. And morning fog, again, likely coming up for tomorrow morning, forming along the coast, as you see the model run right here, say, by 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. It continues to work on through 2 p.m. in the afternoon. It's still along the coastal zones. And then the evening time after sunset, it really gets going in the inland areas. More than likely, we could see some foggy conditions around Victoria. Before the front arrives, there's the boundary line you kind of saw right there moving down from the north and northwest. That'll push all the fog into the Gulf of Mexico and give us a little bit of cooling behind it, not too much. A few rain showers this morning, very light rain near Wharton, Ocampo, and points to the north, and also in the Houston-Galveston area, and a few little light sprinkles there in Goliad and toward Refugio. So rain chances increasing as you go throughout the day as the front gets closer and the instability increases as well. Starting off in the 70s as you just saw there, and then we'll keep the trend going with the gusty winds throughout the afternoon time, feeding that moisture plume in, 20 to 30 miles per hour. The front moves through and then we clear out, but does it stay that way for the rest of the week? Nope, there'll be some changes. We'll give the details on that later on in the full forecast to come. Carolina?
Thank you, Trey. Authorities are investigating whether a machete attack on 3 officers near Times Square Saturday night was inspired by radical Islamic extremism. Just 2 hours before the ball dropped in Times Square on New Year's Eve, police say a 19-year-old man swung a machete at 3 officers just outside a high security zone. 2 officers were hit in the head before an officer shot the man in the shoulder. The 2 injured officers were hospitalized, one with a fractured skull, the other with a bad cut. Both officers and the suspect are expected to recover. Authorities are investigating whether the suspect had posted jihadist writing online and traveled to New York to attack police. Thousands of Californians are starting the first week of 2023 without power, and others are under evacuation orders after a deadly storm hammered the state with historic rain, heavy snow, and life-threatening flooding that shut down major highways. Now that powerful storm system is moving east and threatening several other states.
A deadly West Coast storm system that brought record rain, life-threatening flooding, and heavy snow to California is now moving toward the east, with several other states bracing for extreme weather this week.
This is the most significant flooding I've seen in this area.
The National Weather Service says heavy snow is expected to stretch through the Mountain West from the Sierra Nevada to the Rockies by late Monday, where it could dump up to 2 feet of snow in some parts. As of Sunday, more than 15 million people from the West Coast to Wisconsin were under winter weather alerts related to that storm system, with more than 100,000 customers without power in California and Nevada, according to PowerOutage.us. In Northern California, at least 2 people have died and several others had to be rescued as flooding shut down major highways.
By the time I got to where I could see, we had dropped off into the river area and the freeway was underwater.
In Sacramento County, the Office of Emergency Services issued an evacuation warning Sunday to residents at risk because of flooding. Meantime, at higher elevations, heavy snow. causing dangerous driving conditions, and in Southern California, a very similar scene. In Tustin, south of Los Angeles, firefighters had to use a boat to rescue 5 people trapped in their cars. And as the system moves out of California, many are still dealing with damaging winds, impassable roads, and a major cleanup. In Los Angeles, I'm Mike Valerio reporting.
The suspects you are about to see are considered armed and dangerous, and you should contact police if you recognize the suspects or the vehicle in this incident. Police say these men are responsible for a home invasion involving weapons in Yoakum. Police say the men left Yoakum city limits. They were last seen traveling northbound on U.S. Highway 77A headed toward Hallettsville. You are urged to call police if you see the suspects or have any information on their whereabouts. Refugio County Sheriff deputies say they were conducting building checks in Woodsboro early Saturday when they arrested a man on drug and gun charges. Deputies say they spotted a suspicious vehicle at the intersection of FM 136 and Copeland Road and made contact. During the traffic stop, deputies say a strong odor of marijuana came from inside the vehicle. Deputies searched the vehicle and found a loaded semi-automatic 9mm with a long magazine, over 12 grams of cocaine, and almost 2 ounces of marijuana. The suspect was arrested and faces several charges this morning, including the unlawful carrying of a weapon and the manufacturing and delivery of a controlled substance. Deputies say this is the second arrest in 2 weeks involving a sizable amount of illegal and dangerous drugs. A brisk New Year's Day wasn't enough to keep people from taking the traditional polar plunge. It's one of Boston's oldest traditions, with hundreds taking a refreshing dip to welcome the new year. Thankfully, this year's plunge wasn't as cold as in years past, with temperatures hovering in the 50s, but plungers did say that it was still cold, and a group known as the L Street Brownies, the oldest polar bear club in America, began in 1904. People rushed in the water wearing everything from traditional bathing suits to tutus and Viking helmets. It wouldn't be so polar if they had done it here, Trey. All right, get your phone and scan this QR code. It's our quick response code to download the Crossroads Today app. You can get breaking news alerts, vote on our viewer poll, get the latest news, weather, and sports, and learn all about our ongoing contest right there on the app. Submit those news, tips, and photos. And the time is now 6:38 on your Monday morning. Here's a look at what's coming up on 25 News Now Sunrise. We meet 2 newborns born in 2 different hospitals here in Victoria on New Year's Day.
ABC's Justin Finch. The Vatican now preparing a final farewell for former Pope Benedict XVI. How mourners are paying tribute today before his historic funeral this week.
And take a look on the outside. Satellite and radar combined. Well, not seeing any precipitation around here, if any at all. Be very light. Cloudy to partly cloudy skies, some fog along the coastal zones, mainly south of 59. What does the rest of the day hold in store? Rain chances? Yes. We'll give you the details coming up.
Hello, my name is Dr. Jack Lee, a cataract and glaucoma specialist at the Victoria Eye Center here in beautiful Victoria, Texas. Did you know there are some eye diseases that may not have any symptoms in the earlier stages? Glaucoma is one of these conditions. Glaucoma is a disease of the optic nerve which connects the eye and the brain. This can cause slow loss of peripheral vision over time. A major risk factor is increase in the pressure inside of the eye. If left undiagnosed and untreated, glaucoma can lead to significant vision loss, even blindness. Thanks to advances in technology, glaucoma can be diagnosed during routine eye exams. While there is no cure for glaucoma, there are treatments to manage the condition and preserve your vision. There's much more to learn about glaucoma in the eye. Contact the Victoria Eye Center today to schedule an eye exam, even if you aren't having active vision issues. As a glaucoma specialist, I look forward to helping you understand what's happening with your eyesight and answer all of your questions. Thank you for your attention.
Have you been told you have to live with your wound? There is hope at PAM Outpatient Wound Care. At PAM Outpatient Wound Care Clinic, you'll find the latest technology and the most committed and caring professionals dedicated to your wound healing. Our experienced wound healing experts and multidisciplinary team specialize in preventing amputation and preserving limbs.
I began hyperbarics here. I'm walking and have the leg, which is the best part.
Come see us at PAM Outpatient Wound Care, where healing starts here.
And Good morning, good morning, good Monday morning, that is. Meteorologist Trey Mining here, 20 minutes away from 7 a.m. And looking at the weather map throughout the day, cloudy skies throughout the majority of the state of Texas, including our region here, with a few rain showers coming in on the coastal flow and better rain chances as the front gets closer to us, coming up at 5 o'clock, nearing the crossroads. And it's kind of a slow mover. It'll push offshore probably a little bit after midnight, coming up tonight, replaced with high pressure that will dominate our weather for the majority of the week. Before it moves further to the east, coming up by late week, opening up the Gulf again, allowing some rain chances by next weekend. And the rain chances today, well, they're small, as also the amounts expected are pretty small from this model through the 4 a.m. time frame on your Tuesday and until 9 p.m. on your Tuesday night. By the time, well less than 1/10 of an inch in most areas around the Crossroads region, a little bit heavier perhaps near Bay City, Matagorda County. But the chances are small. We'll take it though, and the amounts are small as well, and the percentages. And currently in the 70s area wide, a little bit cooler tomorrow behind the front. What about the rest of the week? We got you covered on that before we go in the full forecast. Carolina?
Thank you, Trey. The NFL playoff hunt is heating up. Sports reporter Zach Brown has more.
Second to last week of regular season football, beginning with the Houston Texans and the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Texans were down early and never made this a game, but their loss allows them to hold on to the first overall pick. The Jacksonville Jaguars next week have a meeting with the Tennessee Titans, who lost to the Cowboys earlier this week. The winner of that game wins the AFC South. And sticking in the NFC East, remember I told you guys the Cowboys would need a miracle, because not only would they have to win their last three, but the Eagles would have to lose its last three for them to win the division. Well, that miracle may just happen. Jalen Hurts is still out and the Eagles continue to struggle. The Saints have helped the Cowboys keep that door open. If Dallas wins and the Eagles lose, the East will belong to Dallas. One of the more improbable stories of the year, the Green Bay Packers. A little over a month ago, it looked like they were cooked. Well, they were cooking last night, dominant in every way imaginable. Vintage Aaron Rodgers and great defense led the Pack over the Vikings 41-17. With a win next week, the Packers are in the postseason. Their win eliminates the Commanders. I was also champion of my fantasy league. With your 25 Sports Now, I'm Zach Brown.
All right, we want to invite you to experience our digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. You can find it on your connected TV through Amazon Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, and on your cell phone, just search Crossroads Today Plus. Now to the Vatican, where preparations are underway for the funeral of Pope Emeritus Benedict XVI. The funeral mass is set for this Thursday, marking the first time in the modern era that a current pope will eulogize a retired pontiff.
This week, an historic moment in the Vatican.
Pope Benedict was, before all, a man of faith, personal faith, very profound and solid.
A grieving Roman Catholic Church now preparing for the funeral mass of Pope Emeritus Benedict XVI, who died Saturday at age 95. The Vatican saying a nurse picked up his final words said in Italian as "Lord, I love you." President Biden tweeting, "Jill and I join Catholics and others around the world in mourning the passing of Pope Emeritus XVI. Mourners are due to begin paying final respects today at the Vatican's St. Peter's Basilica, where the former Pope's body will lie in state for the next 3 days.
We thought he was a wonderful man and appreciated his pontificate and his guidance.
I thought he was too old-fashioned and not the right direction for the Catholic Church. But it's sad.
The German-born Pope, formerly Cardinal Joseph Ratzinger, will be remembered for his conservative leadership of the Church and for becoming the first pontiff in 600 years to resign, perhaps setting a new precedent for the current and future popes.
The fact that Pope Benedict did it, and is seen as a traditional Orthodox person and priest, really opens up the way for example, Francis to resign if he wants.
On Thursday, the world will witness for the first time in modern history a current pope presiding over his predecessor's funeral mass. The city of Rome expecting as many as 60,000 to attend. And Pope Francis is remembering his predecessor fondly, calling the Pope Emeritus a faithful servant of the gospel and of the Catholic Church. Justin Finch, ABC News, Washington.
It's a new year, so it's time to meet the first babies born in the Crossroads. Citizens Medical Center welcomes Jackson, a little baby boy coming in at 5 pounds and 4 ounces and 18 inches long, and it's the family's 6th child.
I feel excited. I'm excited, like really excited, because it's too much.
Jackson's family gathered to see the baby boy jump into the new year. And over at Detar Hospital North, we have the first baby girl born in the Crossroads. Tamari was born at 8:36 a.m. on January the 1st, making her the first baby born at Detar Hospital North in the new year. Tamari's mother, Destiny, and her sister, Trinity, are excited to welcome their newest family member. And the time is now 6:46 on your Monday morning. Still to come, a new year, a new minimum wage, but not for all people in all states. Time to celebrate some birthdays. Happy birthday to Lovey. Happy birthday to my wife. May God bless you with many more birthdays to come, with love from your husband, Andy.
And happy birthday to Kane. Hope you have a good day. Love you lots from your family.
And happy 7th birthday to Cash. Hope you have a good day. Love you lots from your family.
And it's a happy birthday also to Ciara. Happy birthday wishes to this Jim Ciara. Happy 16th birthday from all your cousins. We love you.
And happy 21st birthday to Trey from your best friends and family.
All right, and happy birthday to Tay Diggs. The screen and stage actor is turning 52. To see your birthday wish live on 25 News Now Sunrise, come to crossroadstoday.com, click on More Under Home. You see the KVU, submit your birthday.
And happy birthday if you're celebrating one today. If you have one tomorrow, there's still time to send in your birthday wish. And the time is now 6:47 on your Monday morning. We'll be right back.
Get no payments till April during the Big Finish event at Victoria Dodge Jeep Ram Wagoneer. And if that's not good enough, get 12 grand off Ram half tons with rows and rows to choose. And if that's not good enough, get 2.9% for 6 years on Rams, Durangos, and Chrysler 300s. At Victoria Dodge, we're making it happen with no payments till April and 12 grand off Rams. 12 grand off! 2.9% for 72 months. No payments till April. Only at VictoriaDodge.com. VictoriaDodge.com.
Let's be real. Don't dine out when you could cook in. That's why I partnered with Home Chef. With Home Chef, get easy recipes and fresh ingredients delivered to your door. Don't worry, we got this. How good is that? All right, let's get cooking.
Home Chef. Delicious meets simple. Get 16 free meals when you sign up at homechef.com.
In this morning's GMA First Look, behind bars, new details on the man accused of killing 4 University of Idaho students.
He was perfectly friendly, nice to be around, talked, he's a very intelligent person.
The extradition hearing for 28-year-old suspect Brian Christopher Kohberger is set for Tuesday afternoon. Overnight, Good Morning America going one-on-one with his public defender, who says Kohberger plans to waive his extradition proceedings.
He's certainly eager to get back to Idaho to start the legal process, and he believes that he will be exonerated when he does return.
Kohberger was pursuing his PhD in criminology at Washington State University.
Yes, he was acting as a TA as well as grading papers.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll report live from outside the Pennsylvania Correctional Facility where the suspect is being held and tell you what the victims' families are saying. With your GMA First Look, I'm Kana Whitworth, ABC News, Pennsylvania.
Good morning. And meteorologist Trey Mining here. Happy Monday. Starting off with temperatures in the 70s this morning and near 80 degrees by the afternoon time. And we'll see 70s, of course, by 11 o'clock this evening to about 2 a.m. or so. Here's the front moving through early on your Tuesday morning, cooling us down a little bit. Behind the front, you'll notice a little bit of a difference, and the skies will clear. Have sunny skies for your Tuesday morning and afternoon. Until then, cloudy skies will remain, areas of fog and rain chances throughout the day. About a 30% chance, not as widespread as the model is seeing, but this just gives you an idea where the model thinks the rain chances will be at their best during all these green areas, and about 30% chance tonight. As well as the front moves on through, you kind of see it right there briefly. There it is right there, maybe a thunderstorm along that line, and then we'll cool down a little bit behind the front and gradually clear out as well. Near 80 degrees today with southerly winds, a few rain showers possible, 20 to 30% chances. Overnight lows in the 60s. Coming up for your day tomorrow, we'll see temperatures about 75 degrees, gradual clearing throughout the day. Mild temperatures for sure, not feeling too much like January around here. And that's a good thing. We want the mild temperatures to continue, and they will, right on through the rest of the week into the weekend. After today and early tomorrow, the next rain chance will be on Saturday and Sunday with the next storm system headed our way.
Millions of people in the U.S. are starting the new year with a pay raise starting yesterday. Hourly minimum wages in the 23 states rose as part of previously scheduled efforts to reach $15 an hour or to account for cost of living changes. The increases will affect nearly 8.5 million workers. The federal minimum wage of $7.25 per hour hasn't changed since 2009. And EPI, a left-leaning think tank, says nearly 30 cities and counties across the U.S. will increase their minimum wage. Texas was not one of the 23 states that chose to raise its minimum wage, remaining at $7.25 per hour, leading us to your viewer poll. Do you think Texas will ever raise its minimum wage? Let's take a look. Okay, 73% of you say yes, you do, and 27% of you say no, you do not. Come to crossroadstoday.com. You can also scan the QR code right there on your screen to take part in our viewer polls. Still to come on Sunrise, news to know before you go. In Chicago, a child shot and killed while at home.
Double homicide, a dark mystery, and a haunting note left behind.
It said, I have been watching for a long time.
Was someone watching this family? My jaw dropped.
The new 2020 Friday night on ABC. ABC News is America's #1 news. #1 in the morning, #1 in the evening, the #1 news magazine on Friday nights, the #1 daytime talk show, and #1 in streaming news. ABC News, America's #1 news.
Name?
Special Agent Will Trent, Georgia Bureau Investigation.
Will sees things that no one else does.
There's a kidnapping.
Oh, I love some good old-fashioned detective work.
You read that crime scene like it was a book.
I bet I can solve this tonight.
You made a bet on this?
So an opportunity to make a little cash.
Why Will Trent? He's good police, and he's objectively hot.
Plus, I'm a pretty observant guy.
And live from Victoria, it's Kevin Nealon. The VISD Education Foundation proudly presents Saturday Night Live alum Kevin Nealon live in Victoria, Saturday, February 11th. You have seen him in The Wedding Singer, Happy Gilmore, Anger Management, and so much more. Purchase your tickets today and come laugh the night away with comedian and actor Kevin Nealon at the Victoria Fine Arts Center. Suitable for audiences 14 and up, with proceeds going to Grants for Great Ideas and the Dual Credit Scholarships. Sponsored in part by the Victoria Television Group.
It's a new year, y'all. And an all-new Kelly. Yes, it is. That's right. Y'all give it up for Margot Robbie! Her new movie, Babylon. You should win every award because I feel like you played every possible role you could have played in this film. So I heard you dance for 14 hours straight. Yeah. What? It was like being at a party that never ended. Plus her co-star, Diego Calva.
And now for today's question of the day. What is the most successful science fiction franchise of all time? Okay, Trey, we got guesses for Star Trek. That's from Mark. Star Wars, that's from Melanie. Another one for Star Wars from Allison. Horace also with Star Wars. Carlene is guessing Marvel. And then Mary Helen is guessing Star Trek. I do like Star Trek a lot, Trey.
Oh yeah, definitely. Ready for the answer?
Okay, ready.
Here we go. It is Star Wars.
I'm shocked. Trey's shocked.
Just aren't we just shocked?
I'm shocked, but I'm not surprised. It is a huge franchise.
Very huge, starting in the 70s and still big now, so a long legacy, a lot of fans, so there's your answer. We'll be answering your question today, already did. We're giving you tomorrow's question today tomorrow, so stay tuned for that to get your brain going for your Tuesday.
A child was shot and killed on Sunday night while inside his home on the far south side of Chicago. Police say it happened on South Wallace Street just after 6:30 p.m. Multiple children and adults were inside the home in the Washington Heights neighborhood. Police say the boy went into traumatic arrest before being taken to the hospital where he later died. There is no word on what led up to the shooting. A brazen attack on a prison in Juarez, Mexico, just across the border from El Paso, has left at least 14 people dead and 13 hurt. Gunmen in armored vehicles attacked at dawn. Authorities say 10 guards and 4 inmates were killed. At least 24 inmates escaped, and an inmate's relative said the attackers were dressed in black and were better armed than police. Soldiers and state police regained control of the prison later in the day. No word on what group carried out the attack. Back in August, a riot at the same prison spread out into the streets of Juarez, leaving 11 people dead. Ukraine's capital city was hit by drones for the second night in a row now. This video, captured by CNN Portugal, shows several explosions lighting up the skies over Kyiv late Sunday night into today. The city's military administration says at least 20 drones were shot down overnight, targeting critical infrastructure. Energy facilities were damaged. This after multiple drones were intercepted over Kyiv on New Year's Day. A 19-year-old was hurt in the strikes and taken to the hospital. Air raids continue across Kyiv, and residents are asked to continue sheltering in place. This was the scene at a standoff on December 30th on Blaschke Road near Schulenburg. Fayette County Sheriff's Office says they got a call about a suspicious vehicle on the caller's property. The caller said the vehicle had struck a tree before driving back to the road and stopping. When deputies made contact, they say the driver told them he was in the process of using drugs and that he had weapons in the car. Deputies say the driver then took off into a nearby pasture. After a prolonged standoff, the suspect was taken into custody and transported to an Austin area hospital for medical treatment. Arrest warrants will be issued for the suspect. Here's a notice for those summoned for jury duty on Wednesday, January the 4th at the Victoria County Justice of the Peace 3. You are asked to not appear if you were summoned for that 8:30 a.m. session. That session is canceled and will not be rescheduled. We want to invite you to experience our new digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. You can find it on your connected TV through Amazon Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, and on your cell phone. Just search Crossroads Today Plus. And now we have time for a final check of our forecast with Trey. Trey, where is the weather leading us this week?
Well, leading us toward very mild temperatures for the majority of the week and rain chance in the offering today and toward the weekend. So starting off temperatures in the 70s and near 80 degrees by the afternoon time. And a quick look at the future tracker right quick. Cloudy skies all day long with scattered rain showers and storms here and there. Front moving through after midnight tonight. And with a line of rain showers and storms, then we'll see cooling conditions after that briefly. Not too dramatically cool, 80 degrees today. Overnight lows will be in the 60s, and highs tomorrow will be in the 70s again. A little bit lower humidity after that front moves through. And then looking good the rest of the week with highs in the 70s. Next rain chance by Saturday and Sunday. Carolina?
Thank you, Trey, and thank you for joining us. Don't forget that mask when you go to the grocery store. We are at a high transmission level here in the Crossroads, and come to crossroadstoday.com for more local news, weather, and sports. And join the evening crew for 25 News Now at 5, 6, and 10. Make it a great Monday.